Shalom, shalom, Israel. First, I want to give all honor, all glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashama Mashiach Umarak Yahushua. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world only calls God. And Yahushua is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world only calls Jesus Christ. Right? I want to give a strong shalom to all the mighty men that's going out there laboring, putting their lives on the line to magnify the name of the Lord, and doing everything that's trying to hinder the work. The 100-degree weathers, the freezing below codes, and everything that's trying to stop the work of the Most High to be done. I want to give another strong shalom to all the mighty Akwath, right? The sisters that's at home, reverencing their husbands, being teachers of good things, tender, delicate, and on fire for the Most High in the households. And last but not least, I want to give another strong shalom to all the mighty children and teenagers in this thing as well, doing all they can in the last days to make their call and election sure, right? And by the topic of this video, we going into the end time prophecy, man. The end time prophecies. Because I don't know if brothers know or sisters, it's a lot going on right now. And the times we living in, you can't help but to talk about this, man. You can't just push this to the side or throw this underneath the bus. No, you living in the days of Noah, Lot, all over again. It's a lot of prophecies that's literally kicking off. And it's our job as the watchmen to go into these prophecies and declare them. That's literally our job. Now, if we not doing that, that means we not doing our job. So like it. And most I forbid, hey, we could get killed for not doing our job. If we don't talk about the prophecies, well, at least for me, hey, the Lord could take my flame from me. That's how serious it is to go into the scriptures and link up everything that's playing on the earth. Because hey, it's a lot going on, man. Let me get this in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. Right, let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. Right, 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. At verse number 1, it reads, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the word of prophecy." So the Lord commanded us to speak into the ears of the people the words of prophecy. We have to. It's not an if, and, or buts. You got certain men saying we don't have to speak of the prophecies. No, we have to speak out of these prophecies. It's a commandment. It reads, "Which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." And these prophecies, man, they faithful and true. These prophecies is not going to fail you. The Lord said in Isaiah 34:16, "Seek ye out the book of the Lord, and read, and none of these things shall fail you." Meaning the things that's written in there, they won't fail you. It's 100% of the time gonna come through. Let's go to Jeremiah, the 20th chapter. Right, then we're gonna hop into it. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, and verse number 9. Right? Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse number 9. It reads, Then I said, I would not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in my heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones." And that's how it is, man. For brothers that know, hey, these words, sometimes they could get hot and they shut up in you. And you don't have no choice but to proclaim the prophecies. That's how Jeremiah was. That's how we got to be in the last days. Literally at work, waiting till you could get off work so you could go do the videos. This word got to be shut up in you like a fire. Reading on. As it reads, "As a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay." And sometimes you can't even damn stay still. Why? Because you got to get the words of the life out open into the people. Now, like I said, the topic of this video is going into the current events in the end times, right? Gas prices are rising. That's the first one we're going to touch on. People are dying. Missiles is dropping. It's floods everywhere. Spirits is creeping up on men and women in the truth. These things is happening, man. And we got to go into the scriptures and proclaim the gospel of Yahweh Shai. Now let's go to the, let me bring this up. Right? Let me bring this up real fast. So if you haven't noticed, man, the gas prices are rising. Literally. Literally. Let me see if I can pull this up. Right? The gas prices are rising. And I was talking to this Issacharite at my so-called job. And, you know, the Issacharite, you know, I kind of put him to the side. I said, hey, you don't see how gas is? And he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, gas, man. It's just unbelievable. He said it's going to get so bad to the point where he going to have to ride his bike. Now, this man is in the world. This Issacharite, he's in the world. He don't know nothing about the truth. He don't know that inflation is coming. Famine is coming. But he said the gas prices is going to get to a point where he going to have to ride his bike to work. That's what he said. Now, I can't make this up. And literally right before, I believe the same day, a little bit, one day before Russia invaded Ukraine, the gas outside my house was like $3.99. So like it was $3.77 at first. Then after that, Russia invaded Ukraine and went up literally to $3.99. After that, guess what it is right now? $4.19. So you can't make this up, man. You got men saying, where's that at in the Bible? Show me that. And you seeing it manifest. So hey, these prices it's gonna get higher than that too. $4, $10. Hey, that'd be crazy. Gas is $10. Right? It says Judah kind premium damn near $6 a gallon. Cali, hey, yeah. And Cali, they gas prices regularly they're almost $5. Why? Because the cost of living in California is already high as it is. But theirs is almost for regular gas $5. Like I said, you know, I'm in Illinois. So on the corner, gas is already $4.19. So we gotta link this stuff up in the scriptures. Now I wanted to pull this up. It's a video. It says Americans should get ready for a $5 a gallon gas, analyst warns. Look at that. This is what's happening right now. Right? Americans should get ready for a $5 a gallon gas. Now I'm gonna pull this up. Right? Let me see. All right, come on.
Will also cut ties with Russia. And already rising U.S. gas prices are expected to climb higher amid the Russian aggression in Ukraine. That's according to AAA. The average price is now $3.54 a gallon. That is up from $2.65 a year ago. So for more on all of this, we want to bring in Jay Young. He's the CEO and founder of King Operating Corporation. Thank you so much for joining us. So even before the invasion, though, we were talking about the price of gas. So my question to you is, are gas suppliers already paying more because of the Russian invasion, or are there other factors that are contributing to the price of oil and gas right now?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that are doing. There's three major reasons why oil prices are going up, why gasoline prices are going to be going up, especially, you know, in the summertime when people start to drive, and that's when the demand.
She just asked them, you know, because she already said, you know, gas prices were starting to go up, but she really asked them, since Russia just invaded Ukraine, is that one of the reasons why it just went up? And this man, he already said it's gonna go up. So we got to see what he got to say left, right? The video is only 2 minutes left. 2 minutes long. It's not that long. But this what's going on right now. You know, yeah, you have, you know, whatever that's going on in Ukraine. They're getting bombs. We're going to touch on that a little bit later. But why that's happening, over in America, things are happening right now. All hell is breaking loose in this country. But it's behind closed doors. People not really talking about it. Like I said, people was brushing it over the rug. But hey, we gonna proclaim the gospel of the Lord, man. We gonna proclaim the truth of Yahweh Shah. I'm gonna leave you bring this up.
Is still at this time coming in and talking about government regulations. They're talking about permits. They're talking about cutting us down. Number one, number two. You're talking about institutions are staying out of the markets. Lack of capital. We just don't have the capital that we did at one time to be able to go drill for oil and gas like we need to. And the third reason is because of
he said we don't even have the capital anymore like we used to. So hey, this place is crumbling, man. He said used to, hey, we could be able to go, you know, whatever. Let me see. Let me play it back. He said our capital was crumbling. Meaning what? The stocks is going down. America is falling slowly. That's what it's going into. That's what he basically just said.
Two, you're talking about institutions are staying out of the markets. Lack of capital. We just don't have the capital that we did at one time to be able to go drill for oil and gas like we need to. And the third reason is because of public companies are still not coming in 100%. They do not want to come in 100% and continue to drill for oil and gas. I mean, Exxon makes $6 billion for oil and gas.
Now the national average gas price is $3.54 a gallon. That's the average. It says up from 2.65 gallon in February 2021. So it went up $2. It went up from 2.65. So like it. And this is a day ago. This is new.
But Exxon is $6 billion, and all of a sudden they, instead of coming in and giving the back to the drilling, which is what they normally would do, they instead continue buying up shares. You know, so they're buying up shares instead of going back and drilling for oil and gas is what most companies would do all the time. So you know, that, and also OPEC just said, hey, we're not going to give you more oil. So as they're not giving us more oil, that's going to be a problem.
So then we have all these factors that were already contributing to the price.
They not giving America no more oil. So this, hey, guess what? These merchants that America trades with, they starting to turn on America and not want to do business.
And oil. Now, on top of that, we have Russia, and we don't know what future sanctions are going to be put in place. Could what's happening in Ukraine and whatever potential sanctions there are against Russia also have an impact on the price of oil and gas? And could we see, you know, things go into the stratosphere?
Yes, absolutely. We get about 10 or 11 million barrels. The world needs 100 million barrels of oil a day, and Russia produces 10 to 11. So with that disruption and with Russia taking over Ukraine or trying to take over Ukraine because of all its information and all the resources it has, you're going to see a lot of disruption over there. You're going to see, because, I mean, Putin wants higher oil prices, but he doesn't really want them skyrocketing. The last time that the United States started producing so much oil in the United States, you know, he put a lot on the market discounting it with Saudi Arabia. So he doesn't want incredible, he doesn't want $150, $200 a barrel, which is what a lot of people, you know, think he may want. He doesn't want that because when that happens, the United States starts to drill for oil and gas again. Everybody gets in the oil business. He's going to keep the prices to where incredible. He doesn't really want them.
Sphere.
There it is.
Yes, absolutely. We get about 10 or 11 million barrels. The world needs 100 million barrels of oil a day, and Russia.
Hey, he said the whole world needs. He said the whole world needs 100 million barrels of oil a day. Now, as you can see, this so-called interview, this man is stuttering. Now, if we pay attention why he's stuttering, and when somebody's stuttering when they doing an interview, that means they nervous. It's some info he probably don't want to put out. It's some things that he don't want to say as much, or he can't really say. But what's going on, like he said, Russia produces a lot of oil, 10 out of 100 million, he said. But at the same time, America, they don't have those exchanges that they used to have. That's why he said our capital is crumbling. Basically, that's what he said. So let me get this real fast. And he said for the gas, you know, people don't want to go and put in that work to go get the gas. Now, this is you could look this up on Google. It's a little article on CBS News. But we got to go to the precepts. And that's what's going to happen, man. The people in this society, they not going to want to work to put in to get the resources that it needs. And this place is divided against itself. It's been divided. But let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. Right, Ecclesiastes chapter 12. This Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse number 3 to the point. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of windows be darkened. Now the grinders are the workers. Now, if the workers don't want to work, how are we going to get the things that we need, so-called in America, to keep the civilization going? If men don't want to work. They're like certain men, if the farmers just stop growing crops, how are we going to get vegetables and fruits? If they want to just stop working out of nowhere. But that's what's happening. That's why he said our capital is crumbling. So, hey, expect these gas prices to rise. Literally. Like I said, if I could go take a picture, man, hey, gas outside my house right now, and this is Illinois. So gas is usually, you know, about maybe $2.86, $3 at the most. Guess what? Now it's at $4.19. These are the days we coming into. Now, if gas goes up to $7, which I seen on some articles they said it would, certain men, they can't afford that, man. How are they going to get to work? Now, if you can't work, guess what? You're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to provide food for your family. So these is the things that's coming. While Jake is doing all type of manner and folly and watching the NBA and Sports Center and kicking back, and not, you got certain men they not going to count. While Jake is not reading, and while you sisters is being harlots and not on fire, these things is happening. One thing that I did notice in this truth, although you might not be on fire and doing what the Lord requires, that's not going to stop the prophecies from coming to pass. These prophecies don't wait on no man. They don't say, you know what? You know, you is kind of slothful right now. I'm going to wait for you. You know, it's cool. Just tell me. No, these prophecies, they keep going. And if you're not watching and catching up, guess what? The prophecies is going to override you. So, you know, it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot going on, man. And this is just the beginning. And he said oil. So let me see if I can pull this up. Right, let's get another precept. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. So what you gonna do when you can't drive your damn car to work, Jake? What you gonna do? A lot of Jakes gonna freak out and run around with their head cut off. What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do, Eve, when you can't drive your kids to the damn daycare? Or you don't have gas is too high, so where you can't afford it and you can't go to the grocery store. Hey, like that Issacharite at my job said, hey, men, they gonna start going back to bicycles. There's not gonna be no cars, no what, you know, it's gonna be cars, but the way it's looking, men gonna start having to, you know, they gonna have to put the pedal to the metal. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. Right, let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. And verse, I want verse number 20. I want verse number Slack it. I'm gonna go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse number 17. It reads, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's manyfold. That's talking about in Jacob's trouble when all hell break loose. But another that through the spirit, you see that kind of right now. If these gas prices excel up, and you know we already in oppression and captivity, and gas prices go up to $7, which could happen as they stated, guess what? How are we gonna go into different cities? You're not gonna be able to take those trips to drive to Tennessee or Ohio. Those things gonna get cut out, man. So that's why our people got to get our mind right in the last days. Because they don't, when this stuff happens, these people in the world that have no knowledge of the Most High, they're not going to know what to do. But you're going to have the knowledge. You're going to know what to do in those times. You're going to know how to move. If you don't know how to move in these times to come, it's going to get ugly for you. We're just going to say it. It's going to get real bad if you don't know how to move spiritually. Because the Lord is not dealing with carnal men. So, you know, that's the so-called gas prices, man. Let's go to Revelation, the 18th chapter. Right? Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 18. Revelation, chapter 18. And verse number 11. Now, if you didn't know, America does a lot of trade with a lot of other nations. China, Taiwan, Russia, and even Ukraine, and some of the European Union states, and Canada. That's where we get our oil from. So America does a lot of trades with these other nations. Now in the Bible, it goes in depthly, and another name for the trading would be the so-called merchants. Let me bring this out, Revelation 18 and 11. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Now, when you read this chapter in context, it's going into Babylon the Great, which is America being destroyed. Now, when it is destroyed, the merchants and everybody that used to trade with America, they're not going to be able to do that. But as right now, as we're seeing with these sanctions, these, you know, America is going to get ugly for them. Like I said, we get our stuff, you know, we get a lot of stuff from China, man. And a lot of people don't know Russia and China has an alliance. You got something called the RSII coalition. That's Russia, Syria, Iran, and Iraq. So Russia is already in alliance with Syria as well, and Iraq. Not only that, Russia has a coalition with China, I believe. It's BRIC, right? Brazil, Iran, Russia, and China. So, you know, these countries, they intertwine with each other. Now, let's say if I have a friend, you know, my friend that he with me, and then, you know, we kind of get into a fight with two other dudes. Why in the heck, if me and these people, they're getting into a fight with my friend, going to say, you know what? Hey, I do got this. How much you trying to give me for it? No, we at war with each other. He's on my side. That's how it is with these other countries around us, or well, around America. If we're enemies with other countries and they have alliances with each other, they're not going to want to do business. And this is what could happen in the future. Reading on. Verse 12, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble. And this is all that America has, the sweet things. Read on. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. So America, they got a lot of trading that they do. Oil, and it just listed oil and Revelation 18 and verse number 13. So you see these things happening in the Bible, man. You can't make this up. I don't want to hear a jig when we go out there and teach on the highways and byways say, who wrote that book? Brother, we just broke it down 100 times to you. What do you mean who wrote it? Oh, that book is not real. It's a book of fairy tales. And a lot of people, they're going to be in for a rude awakening in the last days. Now, you know, with the gas prices, you know, that's it on that. Like I said, you could look it up. Gas prices, it'll give you recent news for the past literally yesterday and a couple hours ago. Now, you got a lot of stuff also as well going on. We got to go to it. So right now, as we speaking, as we on this live, you got missiles dropping right now on Ukraine. Literally. Missiles is dropping right now. On men's heads too. All hell is breaking loose. And I was talking to a brother the same day that Russia invaded Ukraine. I was talking to a brother, and we was up to like 2 in the morning, literally refreshing. And he was basically like, we was chopping it up, and we was like, although, you know, this did just happen, now that means more prophecies gotta kick off faster. Because World War III can't just happen and America gets involved and then Yahushua comes back. And then that's it. That's the end all be all. No, certain prophecies, now that just happened in the Middle East, well, not in the Middle East, but over there in Europe, now certain prophecies have to speed up. Like what? A famine. That's what we really waiting on. A famine. Then after that, the persecution of the saints. Like, it's so many more prophecies that got to kick off. Wickedness increasing. That's another one. So, like I said, when we say it's a lot, not only just Russia and Ukraine situation, but it's a lot of other prophecies that's kicking up, and that has to go faster. Let's bring this up. That this what's going on right now. Right? Men is dying right now. Let me pull this up. Right, men are dying right now. Now look, this what's happening. Right? This from a minute ago, but hey, this is recently. This is in the past 10 hours. Right, you gotta check this out, man. Now this is an Edomite. Right? This is an Edomite. Esau, the so-called white man. Now check this out. Сбор денег снова. Look at that. Hey, that was just a missile literally on his head, man. And hey, that's spiritual too. And that's literally twofold. Because why this missile just almost hit this man in the head, guess what? The missiles is coming to the ungodly of our 2/3 people. Now, we don't know who the 2/3 are. The 2/3 are the men that's not going to make it. Hey, that could be me if I'm not holding myself diligently in the fear of the Lord. But this should get you on your edge of your seat. I'm going to play this again. Damn, missiles dropping on his head, man. But hey, yet the Bible's not real. Let's go to the book of Revelation, the 8th chapter. So right now, as we speak, you got missiles dropping on men's heads. Let's go to the book of Revelation, the 8th chapter. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, and verse number 10. Now, you're not going to read the word missile in the Bible. That's not in there. You're not going to find ICB a missile in the Bible. But you have to use discernment, man. And you gotta link it up. You literally gotta link these things up. Now, this is Revelation 8 and 10. It says, and the third angel sounded. Now, this is going into the trumpets, which is literally going simultaneously with the vows. It says, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. Now, this is written parabolically, but what it's saying is a missile, because when John, like I said, John, when he wrote this, when he wrote the book of Revelation, when the Isle of Patmos, from 90 to some scholars that say 96 AD, John, he doesn't know what a missile is. And brothers say that all the time. For the 70th time, John don't know what a missile is. But in his vision that he's seen, it was like a star. Now, when you see a missile drop, it literally looks like a star. So all this is saying parabolically is in Revelation 8 and 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. Now the third part meaning the complete amount of part, and the rivers and the waters, those are the other nations. Now this is the seventh. This is going into the 7 trumpets. This hasn't even happened yet. But the Lord is giving you a glimpse of what's finna come. Now that missile could have landed directly on him, man, and just killed him and blew him up. But luckily, it kind of hit the building. But the Lord is giving you a small glimpse of what's to come, man. How certain things might play out, a visual. Because you got elders in the truth that's been here way before I was even born in the truth. And all they had was this. They couldn't see that damn missiles trying to hit men in the head. They didn't see that on Twitter, and they refreshing the Twitter button. And no, those elders, all they had was just the scriptures. They had to just imagine it. But the Lord is giving you a visual and a glimpse. Read on verse 11. And the name of the star is called wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, which just means bitter. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. So, guess what? That's coming to America very soon. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 29. Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. And again, those are not literally, I heard certain brothers, they break that down like those are the actual stars. No, if the actual stars fall, guess what? Israel would no longer be a nation. That's Jeremiah 31 and 35 on down. The stars, they have to keep their position. That's how you know these are not literal stars. These stars is a parabolic way or a dark sand way for the missiles that men has. And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. See that? So we're going to play this again, man. If it's people just tuning in. And he didn't know what was going on. He kind of looked up. Then he kind of looked up. He didn't know and that's what's going to happen, man. When this stuff comes to these Babylonians, they're not going to know what to expect. I'm going to play it one more time. Damn, hit with a missile in his head. See that? You can't make this up. So right now, that stuff is happening right now, literally. Now, this is a article somebody sent me. Let me see. This is a day ago.
Друзья, срочно на вышке, только что по телеге Киев. Значит, Дорогожича обстреливают.
So these bombs is every day. New bombs are coming. It might be a bomb later on tonight. Lord willing, it is, because you know, although this is happening in Ukraine, those Ukrainians, those are still Edomites, and they still fall into the line of the so-called nation of Esau. So why this stuff is happening, we gotta rejoice. You have to rejoice. You can't say, you know, Russia, Ukraine, yeah, that's old. It kind of is what it is. No, you low-key have to rejoice. Now, yes, that's not here yet, but those are the Russians, those are Edomites, and the Ukrainians, those are Edomites. And guess what? They fighting against one another. You got to rejoice, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse number 7. Jacob rejoiced when he see his brother fight, you know, in UFC, when he see another so-called black man fight against another Israelite. Jacob rejoiced then. Oh, yeah, I got my money on him. Hey, he gonna knock him out in the first round. But then when the so-called white man is fighting against one another, you got brothers got their chin tucked in with their head down. Hey, man, you better rejoice that your enemy is fighting against each other. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30. Right? Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, and verse number 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies. And that's what you're seeing on a deeper level right now. These same curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, guess what? Lord said when it's all said and done, these curses will start to slowly but surely flip itself. Now you got Russians and Ukrainians killing each other, not even knowing that they come from the same forefather, Esau. Look at that. It says, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And you got no other choice but to rejoice, man. Literally. Now let's play some. Let's get some more of these clips. Right now, this is what they saying. It says, resident of Ukrainian city under siege, saying, and this 7 hours ago, people are too scared to walk outside in case they get shot by Russian troops. See that? So people scared to come outside. That's how bad it's getting. Men, they scared to go outside. They don't want to get shot at. And you had a like 3 hours ago, it's this clip. Them Russians, they was shooting at Ukrainian Slovakia. I gotta pull up that video. Lord willing, I can find it. They was shooting at pedestrians or civilians. Random people that's in Ukraine, the Russian military, they was just shooting at them. Hold on, look at that. See, man, hey, it's so much going on, man. You trying to keep up, and there's new stuff popping up. Right, but Lord willing, I can find that video. But yeah, they said they scared to come outside. Now, like we said earlier, everything that's happening over there is slowly but surely going to come to this place. And you can't be scared to go outside. When you see those military troops come in the streets, and they got those tanks and those military vehicles, you cannot be scared to go outside. And you got certain men, they're going to probably tuck in their fringes. They see the military kind of tuck in their fringes. Hey, we can't be scared. These people in the world, they're going to operate in fear. You got to ask yourself, are you prepared for this? Right now, this is the preparing stage. This is the time that you get ready before these evils come. Let's go to Proverbs 22 first. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 22. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse number 3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. Meaning a wise man, he foresees evil coming. Right now, we're foreseeing the evil that's coming to this place. It says what? And hideth himself. So if you're a wise man, you will see the evil coming and you will hide yourself. Now that don't mean when this stuff come over here, you go hide in the bushes. Or you go hide in your closet. No, that's really talking about, really the Lord is going to hide you. The Lord is going to make sure you're safe. It says what? But the simple pass on and are punished. So like I said, men, they're going to be running for fear. Let's get that in, I believe that's what I want, 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter. Men ain't going to be running around loose with their head cut off. You gotta really think about it. The average so-called American, they've never heard gunshots get fired in the air rapidly, continually. Hey, you know, if you in the hood, you know, for you brothers and sisters that, you know, that kind of live in the hood, hey, you hear gunshot, hey, get to the float, get to the float. You know, everybody kind of get to the float. Imagine if you continually hearing gunshots. All you hear is phew, bombs dropping, missiles dropping. The average man and woman, they're gonna lose their mind. These Edomites, even some of these Jakes out here of our people, they're gonna freak out. They're gonna panic. But what? The women and men and the women of the Lord, they're not gonna panic in those times. You gotta ask yourself, are you prepared to not be able to panic in these times to come? Because the first thing you have to do is call upon the Lord. That's Psalms 50 and 15. But let's go to the book. It's like, yeah, we'll go to that later. Let's go to Psalms chapter 34. All right, let's go to the book of Psalms chapter 34. So get prepared to hear screams late at night. Gunshots all throughout the day. You gotta get prepared for that stuff now. Get prepared for hearing that sirens. Right? That end of the world sirens. Let me see if I can pull that up real fast. Yeah. This is right here. You gotta get prepared for this, man. So I can bear with me. YouTube ads. This sound right here, you gotta get prepared to hear this. Hey, when men hear, you gonna have certain women, and these Edomites, they're not gonna know what to do. I can already visualize it. You gonna have some of these Edomites and some of these Jakes saying, their kids gonna be like, Mommy, what do we do? They screaming, they pulling out their hair, they packing up their bags, they trying to go to a so-called underground bunker. Hey, men is gonna panic. And I'm led to believe, while all of that's still happening, you're gonna have that one Jake, he on the couch with his feet back up. He literally cracking his knuckles and cracking his toes. Watching Wild 'N Out, man. That's off. Here you have it. You got the end of the air raid silence going off. The end of the world sirens. You got this going on. And Jake watching Wild 'N Out. Eating a sub sandwich. A cold cut. So, hey, you got to get prepared, man. Somebody put on the comments, they said, I'm more scared of the siren than the actual bomb. Hey, you can't make this up. I don't know if brothers and sisters could see that first comment. But, hey, they said they scared of this siren. Hey, you can't be scared of this siren, man. Look at that. He said, I'm scared of the siren than the actual bomb. Wow. Let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms 34. This Psalms chapter 34 and verse 4. I sought the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. So whatever fears that you have to ask the Lord to remove that far from you. Why? Because fear is going to get a lot of men killed. A fear is the Lord said in Revelation 21:8, even the fearful are going to get thrown into the lake of fire, paraphrasing it. So I'm going to read that again. I sought the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. So while everybody's fearful and panicking and running around loose, don't know what to do, hearing the air raid siruses, you got to believe that the Lord is going to deliver you. And you don't have nothing to worry about. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 8. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes. Man, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse number 5. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and 5. It says, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. So if you keeping these commandments, you building up your faith, you being on fire, you're pushing yourself to go harder. The Lord said you don't have nothing to worry about. You don't have to feel no evil thing. And that's what's going to have certain men and women that stand out in the last days. That's why everybody's panicking and running loose, don't know what to do, crying, baby screaming. You're going to be the only person calm. And they might look at you like you weird. They're like, why is he? Are you okay? And you kind of just sitting there like this. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Going through if you have a Bible in those days, kind of going through the precepts, they're going to be like, why is this man so calm? Why? Because you right now, the Lord has given you the opportunity to know how to move in these last days. And that's precious. Hey, I wouldn't trade that for nothing in this world. No gold, the shoes, no women. You have the way to move, man. And that's beautiful. Let's go to Revelation chapter 21. Revelation chapter 21 and verse number 8. Revelation 21 and 8. It reads, but the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. See that? So you could actually get thrown in a lake of fire if you're fearful. You don't just think the homosexuals is gonna be in a lake of fire, or the pedophiles, or the weed smokers, or the Jake that's just doing all type of manner of mischief. No, there's gonna be some men in the lake of fire. Why? Because they were fearful. They didn't believe. The Lord said, whatsoever is not of faith is of sin. In Romans 14 and 23. So you have to trust in the Lord in those days and get prepared right now. Now let's pull up some more of these. Let's see what they got. Let me see what this brother sent me. All right, now they have. Now they actually said. Let me see. I believe they actually said 2,000. Hey, men is dying over there at a rapid rate. That's what they basically said. Oh, Khan, look. It says It says, well, look at this. It says more than 2,000 civilians killed during Russian invasion. Imagine 2,000 people. You got to imagine that, man. Men and women, they're dying. They're getting sent back to the spirit world. Every day, men is getting sent back to the spirit world. Now, look at this. This is Ukraine. This is one of the cities. Borodanka, Ukraine. March 1st.
Це Бородянка. Вулиця, яка вулиця це? Це виїзд якраз круг. Ресторан Саша, да, виїзд в сторону Києва. Це, блядь, йобнули, блядь, 3-4 бомби, 2 заходи, самоліт, блядь.
Look at that.
Десь чуємо крики, зараз питаємося знайти, хто живий по звуках, блядь. Господи Боже.
Друга сторона майже те саме.
Дома нема. Десь там хтось
See that?
стогнав. Я не знаю, третій чи другий поверх на...
That's how it's looking over there. Desolate. Like a wilderness. So like I said earlier, you know, with this stuff happening, the Lord is giving you a visual of what's to come. Now you actually get to see certain things. And you could link it up with the Bible and say, that's how that's going to look. Everything in this city right now is desolate. The buildings is burnt up. I don't even know how they have internet access right now, but to record that. But playgrounds is down. It's literally like a wilderness. And the Lord prophesied that to come to this place that you're living in right now, Babylon the Great. Let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. Let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. And I want verse 2nd Esdras 16. Let me see where I want to start at. 2nd Esdras, I'll get straight to the point. 2nd Esdras 16 and 23. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be casted down. That's what you're seeing over there in a city in Ukraine. And this is bound to come to a city near you. The cities is wasted, man. Why are we reading this out the scriptures? Wasted. Cars all dirt everywhere. Things is burning up. It's kind of looking like, you know, these. Look at that. Desolation. I'm gonna read this again. The 2nd Esdras 16 and 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. So yes, that's actually happening over there in Ukraine right now. You got certain cities being casted down, but that's coming here. We can't say that enough. That's coming here. That's coming to Babylon the Great. Whatever top city you in, your city's going to be casted down. The top monuments that you have, expect the Most High to cast that down through his judgments. And even then, certain men, they still not going to repent. Certain men, they still going to say, you know what, that's really, I believe that's the ozone layer. As meteors is coming down, I don't know. People are still not going to believe in the Lord when these things come here. And I just show you how wicked this earth is. And how they don't want to give no credit to the Most High Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach Kumadak Yahushua. Read on. And there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? the grapes shall ripe, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. And really, I don't know how many people was actually in that city, but I doubt that it was few men in that city in Ukraine. Expect that to slowly happen. And they say it's like some billion people on the earth. Expect that number to slowly decrease. Reading on. It says, for all the places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. And you can't make that up, man. That's plain. Now we gotta pull this up. Oh, wow. Look at that. See that? Just when we go into it, this in Kyiv right now.
Here in Ukraine. Elaine? Here in Ukraine. Elaine? What the hell was that? I know.
See that? What do you mean, what is that?
Because it's a big flap.
He's talking about what is that? You know what that is. That's a missile. Man, they acting like this stuff is not actually happening. You gotta play that back. So he's doing a so-called news report, and some gets bombed. Look at that.
What the hell was that? I know. I don't know. It's almost like lightning. Because it's a big flash. And then...
Hey, man.
It was close. Close enough to see the flash. Here in Ukraine.
So these Edomites is finna, and it's 55 minutes ago. See that? And that's an explosion. That's 55 minutes ago. And you got him saying, I gotta retweet that. Then he's saying, hey, what is that? Then he see the bombs go off, then he getting down. So, hey man, we tried to warn Jake. Now, let me see this. All right, now we was just going into this 50 minutes ago. It says the price of oil has just jumped to nearly $114 for oil. Natural gas prices are now at record highs. 58 minutes ago. From on Twitter. Can't make this up, man. So let's go to the book of let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Right? So these nations, they don't know what's going on. But hold on. But yet Esau can make it though. Yet the so-called white man, he could get salvation. Here you have it, men. They looking around. They saying, what is that? But yeah, he could get beamed up in a chariot. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 14. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 14. Now, with the oil and the gas rising up, and this is what my granny told me 2 days ago, literally. We was in the car. We was already talking about a famine 3-4 weeks ago, before the invasion. Now, we went to the store and the food prices, it was like $30 for a steak. Now, what she said 2 days ago, just literally what she said, because we was talking about the gas prices. She said, you know, this will be a perfect time for a famine. I kind of looked at it. I said, Granny, did you just say that? She said, hey, I kid you not. She said, this is the perfect time for a famine to happen. And she's right. A famine might kick off out. Hey, literally, slowly but surely, but very soon, man. I'm not going to say a famine going to kick off tomorrow, but because a famine got to slowly creep in. But hey, this is right around the corner. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 14. Jeremiah chapter 14. It's Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 3. It reads, and their nobles have sent their little ones to the waters. They came to the pits and found no waters. They returned unto the vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded and covered their heads, because the ground is chapped and there was no rain in the earth. The plowmen were ashamed and they covered their heads. And Esau, he's going to be ashamed, and these top men and these so-called workers, they're going to be ashamed and they're going to cover their head. Why? Because the evils that's coming to this place. We just seen, let's go to 2nd Ezra 16. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. You can't stop these plagues from happening. We got certain men saying, I wish Russia and Ukraine, that situation never happened. No, the Lord sent the plagues. Who is a mortal man that he should turn him away? You got Edomites running. Edomites, they scared. They ducking down. Missiles hitting Edomites right on the head. Hey, what better time to live in the earth like right now? Literally. It's literally a prophecy it's literally things happening every hour, man. And like brother's saying, this is just the beginning. This is just a peak. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse. I'm going to start at verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you. Right? Slakia. And what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? And that's rhetorical. If a lion is in the woods and in the jungle and is hungry, nobody's going to stop that lion from devouring who's ever in front of it. No, that lion is going to take what it wants. It says, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it had begun to burn. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. Yeah, let's say you got a Gadite from the tribe of Gad in the ancient world. He get a bow and arrow and he pull it all the way back. No man, well, at least I will believe, no man is going to stop that arch from hitting him. Like literally, that's a Gadite, a so-called Native American Indian. That's how the Lord is comparing these plagues, man. Reading on, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Meaning, who is going to stop these plagues from happening? Nobody. If the Most High want to shut things down, he'll shut them down. But if he want things to come, the Lord going to have things keep going, man. Ain't nobody running nothing but the Heavenly Father. And that's how it is. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 4. So the destruction is here. The Lord has given you the glimpses, the sneak peeks, the little visuals. But the destruction is not yet nigh. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 4. Right, this 2nd Ezra chapter 4 and verse number 28. It reads, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown. So all of the evils that you're seeing around the world is already here. It's sown. The missiles are literally here. They're in the world. The evils. Like I said, it's so many more prophecies that gotta kick off. A famine. Wickedness increasing more. And that might be even in a nation, man. Brothers getting strong delusions, brothers and sisters falling out, worse and worse, all hell breaking loose. And, you know, wickedness increases and the persecution of the saints. Now it says the evil is sown, meaning the evils are already here in the world. The sword, famine, calamities, affliction, mourning, evil, lewdness, fornication, the evil is here. But what? But the destruction thereof is not yet come. Meaning you still have a time to repent. You still have a time to get right with the Heavenly Father. Because the destruction is not here yet. When the destruction comes, that's it. But right now, the Lord is giving you one more chance. At the most, He's merciful, man. He give you that one last chance. You might have went off 2 days ago. Right? We know you, Jake and Eve. You might have went off 2 days ago. Right? We all go off, but you might have willfully went off. Maybe yesterday. But the Lord is still giving you a chance to get right. Because the destruction is not yet come. Now, when that destruction comes, guess what? That grace period is over. Once the seals start kicking off, then the famine and the prophecy, guess what? Then that's it. But right now, the Lord is still stretching out his arm. And he's reaching. He's asking you to, he's not asking you, he wants you to reach out. A lot of men and women, they're not going to reach back out to meet the Lord halfway. So, you know, let's see what's going on. Let's see if we can pull up one more. Oil producing nations stick to their plan despite. It says, oh wow. Sorry, Salaki. Hey man, you gotta kind of be on Twitter and righteousness. Right, so let's go to 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. Alright, let's go to 2 Peter chapter 3. 2 Peter chapter 3, and I want verse 12. It's the book of 2 Peter chapter 3, and verse number 12. It says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And we looking for those things, man. I'm going to start at verse 10. 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So we always reading about the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord, the day of the Lord, the day of the Lord. He will come as a thief in the night. A thief in the night. And that's actually going to happen. A lot of men, they're going to get caught with their pants pulled down. And women as well. That's why you have to watch. Right now, we watching together as a nation. But you got to also individually watch. Watch the brothers and sisters around you. You got to watch your own spirit. It's a lot of watching to do, man. And you can't go to sleep either. The moment you kind of doze off and go to sleep, hey, that's it. You got to kind of watch. It reads, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And that's deep, on a deeper level. Because everything that you see in this world, the cars, the shoes, the $300 pair of shoes, the $400 pair of coats, the cars, everything is temporarily. It's going to get burnt up. The nice houses, those are going to get burnt up. The trees are going to get burnt. The grass. Your job is going to get burnt up. Everything will be burnt. And I just show you how that, materialistic things and things that's everything is temporary that you can see, it don't really matter right now. At the end of the day, it's gonna get burnt up. This phone right here is gonna get burnt up. It's only a matter of time. Read on. Seeing then all that these things shall be dissolved, meaning seeing the missiles. We just seen a Edomite get almost hit in the head with a missile. We just seen that. We seeing the bombs dropping right now. We seeing the gas prices rising. We seeing evils and wickedness increase. The Lord said, now since you see these things, it says what? What manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Meaning now that you're seeing all of these things, what manner of man should you be? What manner of woman should you be right now? How on fire should you be to serve the Lord? Get right. Get your garment clean. Doing more that you did yesterday or last year or last week. What manner of person should you be? Hey, you should be on your best behavior right now. On a spiritually. Not like we in daycare or we at the rec center. No, you should be spiritually on your best behavior. Not even wanting to make one little mistake. Because that one little mistake can have you get caught out here with the destruction that's coming to this world. And with that, we giving all honor and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Kumadak Yahushua. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Keep continuing to read, pray, fast, and study. And most importantly, beseech the Heavenly Father for his mercies. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.